Every opportunity to look at an add-on from the Minecraft marketplace has the potential to go a little crazy. So please join me today and let's get mad on Monday. Today we're looking at the Extinct Dinosaurs Add On 1.0 by Shapescape, costing 1,340 mine tokens and coming in at 47 megabytes. Let's jump in and see how much content you get in today's add-on. So when you load into a brand new world with the Extinct Dinosaurs add-on, you are given the Extinct add-on guidebook. And when we place this down, it's one of these floating 3D books. And it says the extinct dinosaurs, from the forests of the overworld to the lava fields of the nether, and even the far corners of the end. The extinct have returned. Some burrowed out of frozen ground, others just showed up. Some are friendly, others will chase you down. All of them are part of your adventure now. This book is your guide to surviving in a world that has changed. The age of ancient beasts has returned. You can interact with the book page to turn the page. You can press sneak and interact to close the book. There are bookmarks to skip between, and make sure you rate the add-on. So let's go. In the contents, we're going to have the introduction, which we've already done. We've got the contents, which we're here at. We've got the bestiary for the overworld, nether, and end, plus some information on taming and breeding, as well as items, tools, and gear, and a biome index. And then we've got a nice little graphic of a few of the dinosaurs here as well. So we'll pop into the bestiary then, and it says, "Welcome to the bestiary, a record of the ancient creatures that now roam your world. Each entry reveals their behaviors, habitats, strengths, and weaknesses, so you'll know exactly what you're up against, or how to befriend them. Use the tabs to navigate between overworld, nether, and the end. Turn the page, learn their names, know their instincts, survive their world." That's really well written. I really like how that's written. So we're going to just cycle through here. You can see in the book, they give you the name, an image of what it looks like. There's a tip for it, and then whether or not they're tameable, rideable, what they eat, and what they drop, and where they spawn in. We're not going to read all of this bit here, but we will look at these bits. So this is the cloud core. The tip says to be careful when flying the cloud claw. Don't fall off. It's tameable, it's rideable. It eats potatoes, it drops a feather, I'm guessing, and it spawns in the mountains. There's a grumble. This one says be ready. Once the grumble stomps free, it's hungry. You just woke it up after a long nap. It's tameable, it's rideable, it eats anything, and it drops whatever that's supposed to be. Then it spawns in a desert, forest, savanna, and mesa biomes. You've got the fawn crest. Now this says harvest the bushes. They're key to crafting special blocks used for building dino pens. More on that later in the book. These are tameable, rideable. They eat some form of berries, and they drop what I'm guessing is a berry bush. We've got a spikeback. This says the spikeback can carry a saddle as well as a chest. Very useful. They're tameable, rideable, they eat apple, and again, they drop whatever that is. Spawns in a jungle, forest, and plains. Did I look at what... Oh, it's closed. Hang on a second. Did I look at what the guy spawned at beforehand? Hang on a second. So, bestiary, cloudclaw, grumble. The fawn crest spawns in a taiga, plains, and forest. The spikeback spawns in a jungle, forest, and plains. Okay, there we go. We're back up to normal now. We've got the skyreach, which is like Littlefoot right here. Are these their real names? I was expecting like long Dilophosaurus and stuff. I don't know. The tip here is press interact while riding to make the skyreach eat leaves in your way. Okay. Tameable, rideable, eats leaves and drops. I don't know what that is. That looks like poop. Spawns in plains, savanna, ice lakes, and shore. You've got Mammosk. This is dinosaur eggs love nests cozied up with Mammosk fur is the tip there. Tameable, rideable, eats flowers, hopefully not specifically the yellow one, and it drops, I don't know what that is, but that there it looks like a horn or something, or maybe a tusk. Okay. Spawns in cold biomes, ice plains, and tigers. We've got a frost horn. This says use the frost horn's horn to craft a pickaxe that helps you collect ice. Tameable, rideable, eats some type of blue carrot and drops, I'm guessing that's the horn. Spawns in cold biomes, ice plains, and tigers. We've got a razor jaw. This says, better don't underestimate their speed. Tameable, rideable, eats beetroot and raw meat, and it drops some form of skull. Spawns in savanna, plains, mesa, and hills. We've got saber-tooths. Befriend the saber-tooth and never worry about food again. The saber-tooth goes scavenging for you when fed a bone. These are tameable. Doesn't look like they're rideable. Eats cooked meat and drops. Is that the tusk again? Okay. Cold biomes, taiga, and mountains. We've got the venom fang. This says, be careful when getting close. The venom fang has a very dangerous spit. Tameable and rideable. Eats skulk and skulk. Is that skulk shards? And it drops a horn. It spawns in the deep dark. So as if it wasn't dangerous enough down there already. We've got a sand runner. Collect the sand runner's flute shards and craft a dino flute. Tameable and rideable. Eats cactus and drops, well, I'm guessing one of those is a flute shard, so still don't know what that is. Spawns in deserts and a mesa biome. We've got our bloom dodo. Want some flowers around your base? Get some blue dodos to help out with some pollinating. Tameable and rideable. It eats those leaves that kind of lay on the ground. I can never remember their name. And drops a leaf as well. Spawns in flower forests, birch forests, and hills. We've got a rocktail. The adult rocktail can be a very helpful companion when mining. Use its tail smash to break blocks in your way. Tameable and rideable. Eats spider eyes. Drops whatever that is. Hidden underground quarries and caves is where it spawns. We've got a Carno Ravager. Stay out of the Carno Ravager's way. The best time to attack it is when it's stunned. There's no way that's its official name. It's not tameable. It's not rideable. No one knows what it eats. It seems to drop magma blocks, whatever that is, and magma cream, and it spawns in the nether. We've got a fire feather. Collect those feathers. They are useful for crafting a special armor. More on that later in the book. Tameable and rideable. It eats any meat, and it drops the feather. It spawns in a basalt delta in the nether. We've got a void runner. Be careful, don't upset a herd of void runners. They're fast and dangerous. Tameable, rideable, eats chorus fruit and drops some purple orb. Can spawn in the End's main island and outer islands. And then the void wing here. The void wing's void membrane can be used to repair your elytra. Tameable and rideable, eats chorus fruit, and that must be the membrane. Again, spawns in the End's main island and outer islands. And there's a void spine. Now, apparently very little is known about the void spine, but disturb its rest and you'll awaken a creature of raw instinct and rage. This is very much framed like a boss. It's not tameable, it's not rideable, no idea what it eats, and it drops. That looks like that membrane again. No idea what that is. Same here for the main island in the End, and the outer island in the End is where it spawns. Okay, so that was the last one. That's probably the boss then. There's a taming page. You can tame friendly dinosaurs by feeding them the food they like. Not every dinosaur is tameable with food. If you steal an egg and hatch it yourself, your newborn baby will be tamed. We've got breeding, so you can breed 2 dinosaurs by feeding them the food they eat. Speed up the hatching by using a nest. If you add a furry carpet and make the nest extra cozy, it will be even faster. Now on this, just really quickly, there's no nest block in the creative menu. I tried that. So we may have to look around for one in the experience to find out how to get it, but there isn't one here. I did manage to get one by using a command, so I will show you it. Or at least one of them, because there's one for every different type of dinosaur, apparently. But at least in the commands there is. But yeah, I couldn't find it in the creative menu. I'm not sure how you find it in the wild. There's a scale armor. Okay, so... oh, that must be scales. Use this armor to improve your chances against the scary dinosaurs. You can craft the scale armor with the scale that gets dropped by the spine back. Okay, so that is scales. We've got an Ender Echo helmet. The Ender Echo helmet makes you invisible to void runners. Craft it with the Ender Echo you obtain from the Void Runners. So that is that Ender Echo then. Okay, to get a helmet. There's a feather armor. The armor is crafted from the vibrant feathers of the fire feather dinosaur, who makes its home in the warm lands of the Nether. It protects you from the intense heat and is key to survival when exploring the dusty lands of the underworld. Okay. There's a razor jaw skull, which looks like a helmet as well. To earn a razor jaw skull, one must defeat the beast in combat. Wear it and you'll blend in with the pack, hidden from their sight like one of their own. So if you wear that, you're going to look like... okay, they're not going to attack you. Okay. There's a nest and cozy nest. Here we go. You can collect a nest you find in nature by breaking it. Natural nests respawn eggs over time. More information about the nest can be found in the breeding chapter. Well, we've seen that. There wasn't a ton of information, but apparently these spawn naturally. Weird that they're not in the creative menu though. The spike block. The spike block can be crafted with the spike item that gets dropped by the spike back. There's a furry carpet. Use the fur you can get from the Mamosk to craft the furry carpet and decorate your home with it. You can dye the carpet in all 16 colors. Combine the carpet with the dye of your choice. There's a feather carpet. This can be crafted by combining 2 dodo feathers. There's a fawn fence, a 2-block high wooden fence with fawns on the side, and will help you to protect your home from dangerous dinosaurs. Okay. There's also a fawn fence gate. You need the fawns that you can harvest from the blueberry bush for crafting. Okay, there must be fawns. Right. A fawn wall, a 2-block high stone wall. Okay, and then there's a gate of that as well. This block creates a 5-block long gate to easily access the cage you build. Okay. There's a dino flute. It gives you the power to communicate with your tamed animals. With left click, the tamed animals near you will attack the mob you're looking at. With right click, you can tell them to start or stop following you. There's a tusked spear, which is a melee weapon that helps you slow down enemies. There's a Frosthorn pickaxe, which is very sharp, and Cold Blade, which is perfect for picking up ice blocks. There's a Venom Fang potion, which is helpful when avoiding a fight because it gives your enemy a dizzy effect and keeps the Void Spine sleeping. And then there is a Void Spine totem that you hide underground during a fight if you need a moment to recover. While you're hidden, you can't move or take damage, but you can still see your enemies above you. You hide for 10 seconds, but if you feel safe, you can leave your hideout early by jumping. So this pushes you under... Okay. And then there's a biome index here, which tells you where everything spawns in each biome and in each dimension. So there's some good information here. This is obviously by Shapescape. They do have the Dragons and Bosses Plus add-on if you want to check that out. They call it out there. And there are all of their socials here as well if you want to support them too. So that's the book then. Well, why don't we start by having a look at all of the different blocks you get in this add-on. So there are a fair few blocks that you get in this add-on then, and we're going to work down them. So you get a few different skeleton blocks or people or just, like decoration here. They're each called ribcage, which I don't like when things are called the same thing, especially when an add-on is expensive. I want unique names here, but we've got a skeleton that sits up and it seems to be the same sit-up pose no matter what. We've got a laying down one here, which again is just the same pose no matter what. And then we've got this one. This guy's had his head and legs eaten. So no variation in those blocks, but some good decorations. They do look good at least. We do also have what is called, I believe, a grumble skull here. When you place it down like so, it's a good decoration. We've also got a footprint in coursed dirt. Now, if I put this over here, I don't like this. You can barely make out the footprint. It's not something that you build on. I feel like that could have been done a lot better and made a lot clearer that that's supposed to be a footprint. We also have another one in the snow, which again, I'm going to say I don't like that at all. And you have to be a bit stricter here because we're talking a 4-digit add-on. You need quality. It needs to work. So we're not only looking at experience here, we're looking at the quality of the blocks. And I don't like the way these are looking immediately. I like the skeletons, don't like the way these are looking. And I'm reserving judgment on this until I see the grumble in its flesh, I guess. We also have mud footprint as well, which honestly, as a texture pack reviewer, it just looks like a bad texture, in all honesty there. So yeah, let me know what you guys are thinking about that. We do also have a pile of sticks and another pile of sticks, a more prominent pile of sticks here on there, which you can see we'll just place down like a normal block. So that's cool. And then we have a fawn wall gate. So this said that these do something funky. So what I want to do is place this like so. And then what you want to do is interact on it. And it pulls out 1, 2, 3, a 4-block wide fawn gate like so. And if I interact on that one, you can do it with something in your hand as well. It will build a square. We want to make sure that we're just safe. If you go round and round, and it'll place one there as well. And then that should enclose us like that. Now, if we go into survival, which is here, I don't take damage on this, interestingly enough. Okay, now, is there any way that we can check if mobs take any damage on this? So what can we use? Zombies will burn. I suppose we have to try creepers as usual, but they'll blow up. But that's fine. If we go over here, we'll place this one on there. If I stand back here and go into survival. Hello? Nope. And they just jump over it. And they just jump over it. Right. Okay, so they do take damage. They do take damage. That was good to see. They do take the damage, but they're not exactly treated like fences. Keep going that way, mate. Keep going that way. And again. All right, doesn't seem interested again. But they were taking damage against that. That's good to know. And if you break one here, it breaks the whole wall. And then if I interact with it again, it brings it back. So that's good to know. Okay, so they do give off damage. I'm happy with that. We've then got the 2-tool one in the fawn wall, which when we place it along, it makes a wall like so. If we push you into that. Okay, so it only seems to be when I'm in survival. Hello. Okay, but he's not really that interested in it. All right, cool. Well, thank you very much for working, Mr. Creeper. So the fawn wall here does connect into each other, and it looks kind of dangerous, very spiky. Not sure how much damage it's going to do, but the creeper seemed to be able to just walk past it. But was getting damage from these. Here we go. Okay, it takes damage on that as well. Cool. They don't avoid it, but it does take damage. We do also have a fawn fence, which on here... Wait a minute. I didn't place that down as a 2-tool one. I'm sure I didn't. Why did that break? Did I break that? I'm sure when I placed that down, that was just 2-tool already. Hold on, I want to see this because I don't remember making it 2-tool. I may have, don't get me wrong. But it's weird that it was 2-tool and then became 1-tool. Let's try this again with them fresh. That's 2-tool. Yeah, look, they start as 2-tool. Now they're 2-tool here. How weird is that? These were placing down as 1. Did I take it from the top? The fence. Ah, hang on. Fawn wall, fawn wall, fawn wall. So there is a fence. And there is, I'm guessing, excuse me, 1 second. No, it's just a fence. So they become 2-tool there, but then they're 1-tool over here. And they seem to disappear. That's weird. Look, you see that? Look, why is it disappearing? I don't understand that. If we put that into survival, as a 2-tool, they seem to be working fine. Maybe that has something to do with the fact that it's giving me the fence, not the wall. Honestly, no idea at this point, but okay. The 2-tool ones don't seem to be wasting away, but the 1-tool ones do. If I click on this as well, we get 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks wide here as well. And these are fence gates. Okay, these aren't in, are they? Fawn. So again, more blocks that aren't available in the creative menu here. So you're not allowed to interact with them in the creative menu, but they will be in the world. Interesting. Well, that's the fawns. Fair dues. We've then got over here the furry carpets. So you've got the brown furry carpet, purple, orange. You've got light gray, lime, pink, gray. This is the feathered carpet, red, cyan, green, white, blue, light blue, magenta, black, and yellow. And then there is the spike block. Now, the spike block I can't get to work. I'm not sure how this one works. Let's try this here into survival. Hello, buddy. Could you walk towards me? All right, you don't seem to be interested in that. Doesn't seem to be interested in that at all. So I'm not sure how we make that work. Did it say it in the book? Let's have a look again in the book. Pop that there. No. Apparently you can't go back a page, so let's try this one. Scale armor. Nosy spike block. The spike block can be crafted with the spike item that gets dropped by the spike back, but it doesn't tell you what you can do with that, which is just weird. What if we put two next to each other? No. No, yeah, not really sure what you do with that, I'm afraid. Sorry. But okie dokie. So that's all of the blocks that you get. There's a few weird ones. I'm not sure why they hide things in the creative menu. Obviously, for you guys, mostly you're not going to care about that because you're playing in survival. But there are a few people who like to play in creative. So why hide blocks? I'm not sure. Let's head over to the Armours and Weapons now, and let's see what's available in this add-on. And to get the nest block that I completely forgot to show you, I had to use the code on the screen here. So it's give@a shapescape_ext ankylosaurus_nest_block. And it gave me the rocktail nest block, which you can see here. You can place eggs on this and it will incubate and give birth to dinosaurs. So yeah, not sure why certain blocks are not being given in creative, but hopefully that'll be fixed so that creative players can enjoy it too. So with the Extinct Dinosaur add-on, you can get 2 different weapons, 2 full sets of armors, and then 3 armor pieces that can go on. So let's start over here with the weapon then. So the first weapon we've got is the tusked spear. As we hold it, we can see the attack is a bit boring in third person. It's also a bit boring in first. There's no interact with it. And if we hover over it, it does a +6 attack damage. So pretty much no fanfare going on here, just vanilla animations. We've then also got the Frosthorn pickaxe, which no interaction here. The normal pickaxe animation. And if we go into the third person, you can see that on there as well. And in terms of attack, then this does a +5 attack damage. Now, it does say that this is good for collecting ice. So let's get a load of ice. Let's place down a load of normal ice. Let's go into survival and... Okay, so it's like it immediately does Silk Touch. It's not just smashing it up. It does give you back the ice that you wanted. A little bit easier then. No need to find an enchantment on that. That's okay. I'm all right with that. Not too bad. And then in terms of whether or not these can be enchanted, let's go in. So can we enchant the spear? No, the spear can't be enchanted. Can we enchant the pickaxe? We can. So the pickaxe can be enchanted, but the spear can't. Now, why can't the spear be enchanted? Does that mean it doesn't take durability? Let's get that creeper back out here. Hello, mate. How you doing? Place that down. Thank you. I suppose he's going to survival, don't I? So it's given it an effect. It does take durability as well, so you just can't enchant it. Maybe because it's got the effect, they would thought that would be a little bit too OP. But it doesn't seem to be enchantable. We'll try that again. No. What if we switch them around? No. So there, the spear can't be enchanted, I'm afraid. Sorry, but not my fault. Then we've got the armor set. So we'll start with this armor set here, which is the feather. So we've got feather helmet, feather chest plate, feather leggings, and feather boots. This is how it looks when we're wearing them. It fits the figure rather well, and you get fire resistance for the next 16,666 hours. No, minutes and 25 seconds. However many hours that is, I have no idea. I can't interact on them. And they don't seem to tell me what kind of defense they've got or durability or anything like that. So, okay, quite standard on that. And then can it be enchanted? So we shall grab the helmet, and the book can be enchanted. Okay, that's good to know. And then we have this one here, which is a shimmer feather chestplate, which if we put that on, takes away our fire resistance and gives us slow falling 2. Now, is that because we have a full set but with shimmer? No, the shimmer chestplate just gives us slow falling 2 in general. All right, fair enough. And then can that be enchanted? Let's find out. Put this on here, grab that. Yeah, it can be enchanted as well. Okay, interesting then. So you don't need to have a full set of armor for the shimmer one, but you do need to have it for the rest of the feathers. Let me just clear some space in my inventory here and clear away the ice that we no longer need. Thank you very much. So for the second full set of armor, then we have this one here, which if I grab all of these, this is the scale armor, boots, leggings, helmet, and chestplate. No effect for full sets. Again, very figure hugging, wears it rather well. And is there any tail? No tail on the back there. Can it be enchanted? Yes, it can. Okay, answering the questions that everybody needs answered there. Good to know. Let's make some space again in my inventory. I wish I could just do this a lot easier, but apparently you cannot. So we'll get rid of these now. Then we have a helmet, which is called the Ender helmet, which when we put that on, no effect. Wearing it like so. How are we doing? Now, what is this supposed to do then? Because this is weird. Let's grab this. I know I read it, but my memory's terrible. Here we go. Craft it with the Ender Echo you obtain from the Void Runners. It makes you invisible to Void Runners. So wearing this, Void Runners won't see you. That's not an enchantment. It just means they just won't see you. And then we've got this one over here, which is the Razor Jaw Skull, which if I put that on, this one is what makes you invisible to the other mobs, isn't it? Massive on your head though. Look at that. You wouldn't know you're wearing it in first person, but you would in third. Look at that massive. How can they not tell who you are? If we check again, what did it say? So this one, you must defeat the beast in combat, which is the Razor Jaw. And if you wear it, you'll blend in with the pack. So apparently I look like a Razor Jaw here. So that's all the items and the weapons. All of it's enchantable except the spear. Although saying that, we didn't check for these two, did we? So let's just find out. Grab this. Is the Razor Jaw enchantable? It is. And is the Ender Helmet enchantable? It is. So I feel like the spear is probably just an oversight. Why wouldn't you have the spear be enchantable? Very, very weird. Or maybe it just can't get mending. Who knows? But that's the Armours and Weapons. Let's go and have a look at all of the different items you get in this add-on. Now, in terms of the items in the Extinct Dinosaurs add-on, there are a fair few, and we're going to work through them. There's a lot of eggs, and then there's a lot of drops and other items. So we have the eggs first, like the Bloom Dodo, the Razor Jaw, the Thorn Crest, the Void Runner, the Spike Back, the Ender Wing, Skyreach, Rocktail, Ash Claw, Sand Runner, Cloud Claw, and Grumble. Now, as we can see quickly over there are more than 12 dinosaurs, but there are 12 eggs. So not every dinosaur has an egg. And if you got the nest block that I showed you earlier, you can place it down and it will incubate the dinosaur. I'm going to break that though, because it will spoil the dinosaur later, but it makes it quicker to hatch that egg. Next up then, we have got feathers. So we've got shimmer feathers, we've got ash claw feathers, and we've got dodo feathers. We've also got void membrane and a void spin. We've got a flute fragment and ender echoes. We have got blueberries, which are edible, even if you're not hungry, apparently. So if we go into survival, oh no, if you're not hungry, you can't eat. So that's good to know. No effect from them though. So just beware of that. If we grab, where is my creative? There we go. We've then got a frozen carrot, which into survival, you can eat when you're not hungry. No real effect on that one though, either. We've then got Venom Fang, Splash Potion, and Normal Potion. So if I drink, you can't drink it, apparently. Splash. It gives you slowness, poison, and darkness. Interesting. We've then got Venom Fang Venom Glands. We've got the Dino Flute, which you can play to direct dinosaurs near you. It's quite a nice tune. If I hit with it, it doesn't seem to do anything, but yeah, you can interact with it and it will tell people or dinosaurs who to attack. We've then got the Ice Horn, and then there is Skyreach Manure. There's a Fawn, Fur, we've got Spikes, we've got Tusks, and we've got Dinosaur Scales as well. So a nice little smattering of items. I'm not sure if it's enough for the price, but a lot is going to be like riding on the experience of this add-on and how much playing it in survival is fun. So we'll get to that in the experience section. But before that, let's go and have a look at all of the different dinosaurs you get in this add-on. And then the dinosaurs then. So obviously most dinosaur add-ons are made or broke on their dinosaurs. How they look, how the models are, whether there's custom sounds, and how interactable they are. We know from the book that some of these dinosaurs are tameable and some of these dinosaurs are rideable. So that's awesome. And a few of them apparently have special effects, which we'll get into shortly too. But let's first look at the models. Let's see if there's any variation. Let's see if there's any custom sounds and whether or not they even interact with each other, let alone interact with me. So we've got the first 9, and they're not going to be in any order, but we've got the Sand Runner. Okay. Quite big and bulky. I like the model. It's not the most detailed, but I like it. I like the animation of the tail. Doesn't look like we've got variation on colors. Apparently they sing the same as the flute. I thought there was baby dinosaur variations though. I just want to get the picture up again. 1 second. I've got the thumbnail up on my other screen. Yeah, there are supposed to be baby variants. Okay. Hold on. How do you spawn in a baby variant then? Right, this is going to get noisy, so I don't know if we can. They're very much singers, though. So we've got, next up, Ash Claw. All right, did a little spin. He's a little bit more detailed. No variations, though. I'm not seeing any babies spawning from the egg. That's not to say they don't exist. We just can't get them in creative, apparently. We've got Frost Fawn. No variant to colors at all. Oh, he's changed, though. He's not frosty anymore. Why did that happen? He loses his frost. He's warmed up. Okay. Sabertooths. Oh, they do fight each other. All right. Sabertooths are angry looking guys. Here we go. That was quite a slow leap. But the Sabertooths are probably going to work their way through. It is always good when mobs in an add-on fight each other. It just brings things to life. We've got a Void Runner. Wow, one of the Sabertooths died there. We've got the Void Runner. Whoa. All right, apparently I spawned in 3 without realizing it. All right, they multi-spawn when you place down an egg. Okay. I wish there was different markings and different colors, though. Rocktail. Okay. Mammosk. Now, I'm not an expert on dinosaurs. I'm not one to be able to tell you whether or not they look accurate, whether or not they're even based on real guys or not. I know the names are definitely a lot easier for me to say, so that's that. Another Mammosk. Yeah, I think we can fairly say that there's no variation to the adult ones, at least. We've got this guy that was a spike back. And then the razor jaw. There's some good custom sounds, though. I'm not going to sit here and say that there isn't. These guys are loud, though, right here. Next up, then, we have the last 9. So we'll get these spawned in quick and just see these ones. So we'll start over here with the Fawn Crest. Wow, okay. I like him. He big and beefy. I like that one. That's cool. We've got the Carno Ravager, who I believe is a Nether-based one. Oh, he's fighting. He's fighting. He locked on. Flame aspect on there as well. You carry on, mate. Enderwing. Flies. Okay. Yeah, no, definitely not all based on real dinosaurs. How can they be? Okay. The Bloom Dodo. Good sounds. Skyreach. Look at the size of that guy's neck. Good lord. You can see the rain before anybody even feels it, mate. Wow. All right, you carry on. The Spinosaurus. Oh, he just dug underground. Okay. There, dudes. Oh, wow. You get all of them together. It's like a battle royale. Okay. We've got the Venom Fang. Oh, wow. He gone straight in for a fight there. Yeah. And then the Grumble. I'm sorry. I said the Grumble. The Grumble is invisible. Why would the Grumble be invisible? I'm not sure why the Grumble is invisible. Does the Grumble only spawn in certain biomes? Let's have a look. Where was the Grumble in the book? That one. Grumble, please. Where are we? Grumble. Spawns in deserts, forests, savannas, and mesas. Be ready once the Grumble stomps free. It's hungry. You just woke it up after a long nap. Now, I don't have a desert around me. Or a mesa. That's interesting. I'm going to go and find out like a desert and see if they spawn, because why wouldn't that spawn? Why was it invisible? I don't like the idea that it's just going to sit there invisible and then you can't see it. What about if we go into time? No, that's always done. Let me see if I can work out how to spawn a Grumble. All right then, so I was able to work it out, and really it's actually quite weird. So if we come over here, the one area we didn't read on the dinosaurs, it says deep underground in cold biomes, fossils lie frozen in ice. Find them, pour lava to thaw, and bring ancient beasts roaring back to life. Now, one thing I've noticed here is this said cold biomes. It says it spawns in deserts, forests, savannas, and mesas. So something's a bit wrong there in terms of that. But look at this. Nowhere in the item description of this product, and I've got it open on my screen, on my other screen, nowhere in the description of this add-on does it mention that there are special naturally generating structures. But there are. And we'll see a few more in the experience section. But here we are. This right here is the Grumble. You don't spawn a Grumble in. You find one in your world and you thaw it. So let's grab this lava bucket. Now, I don't know where you place it. Do I do it down here? Am I placing it down here? Is this what we do? It's making a noise. That doesn't seem too interesting. What about on the top? Oh, you placed it on the top. You revived the Grumble. A legend returns to the overworld. Here we go. Oh, he looks grumpy. Okay. Awesome. And then if I try to spawn another one. Oh, now here they spawn. Okay. Interesting. They don't spawn up the top in creative. But so that's how you find the Grumble then. And we've got secret world generation as well. That's interesting. Let me head back to my platform that we had, because a few of these are supposed to have special effects, and I want to show a few of them off before we head over to the experience section. Right then, so I've taken a handful of the dinosaurs that I want to have a look at and see what their effects are. We're going to start with the Fawn Crest. Now, the Fawn Crest in the book says something about harvesting it for blocks. So if we have a Fawn Crest here, I'm assuming that's shears, right? Maybe not. But apparently you're supposed to harvest it. You can feed it blueberries to tame it. Just trying to see, do we get any hearts with it? All right, there we go. We've got some hearts. Now, how do I harvest it for shear? Like with... Oh, okay, so I can hit it, which is probably not what I want to do. No. And make it sit. Okay, so how do you make it... How do you harvest it then? Because that's what it says in the guidebook. It says harvest the Fawn Crest for blocks. So if we go here, bestiary, taming and breeding. No, hang on. I want the bestiary, please. That one there. Go there. Cloud Claw, Grumble, Fawn Crest. Harvest those bushes. They're key to crafting special blocks used for building dino pens. More on that later in the book. So does it gain... Is that what it means? Harvest these bushes? As in, let me put a saddle on him. Okay, so, but when he walks, does he generate bushes? Like, R2's not doing anything. L2 not doing anything. Interact and hit. Like, why did it just randomly... So he sits down. Okay, you sat for me. Thank you. Stand up, walk around, do your bits. But no, so shears doesn't do anything. If I hit him, doesn't cause anything. But 2 bushes up here have appeared out of nowhere, which I can't harvest because there's no blueberries yet. So I'm not sure. All right, we'll just leave him roaming and we'll see if these blueberry bushes do any, like if any more appear out of anywhere, because that's a bit weird. So that's the fawn crest. I'm a little bit confused by him. Okay. We've then got the spike back, which mentions specifically the saddle and the chest. So let's get the spike back. Here he is. So the spike back, some massive looking guy here. We're going to feed him his apple. All right, we've got hearts. He seems to be happy. Dude. I'm going to need you to sit, mate. I'm going to just need you to sit. Please, thank you. Because I can't have you following me around like that. You're too big and bulky. Right, so you... Okay, that's not hearts. That's apple eating animation. Oh, he's standing on the blueberry bush. That's not good. All right, there's some hearts. I saw a heart there now. So now he's my friend, right? Okay, I can put a saddle on him. Yeah. I can put a chest on him. Yeah. Okay. Then we get on him. Oh, he's got an interaction as well. Hold on. What was that? He seems to do an attack. Okay. And if we go into inventory, we see we've got chest space here as well. That's good. So he's got an attack that doesn't do damage to the floor, but I'm assuming does damage to mobs. Let's put down a creeper. Hello, mate. Get wrecked. Oh, wow. He went flying and died. Okay, cool. So he's cool. He's a walking transport for storage. Very nice. What's going on over here? Have you laid any more bushes at all? Or like however you do your thing? No. Did you have an attack? No, there's no attack on this guy. He's not an attacker, this one. All right. So him, I'm a bit confused by. So yeah, you stay seated, please, mate. All right. The spike back we can put away now. So then next up, we've got the rocktail. Now the rocktail, when we place this guy down, he eats spider eyes. So we can tame him relatively quickly. Put a saddle on him to control where we're going. Where's your head? Is that your head? There it is. Okay. Now he's supposed to help us with mining. So let's go over here. Do we attack? Oh, okay. This isn't an interact attack. This is an attack. And it does mining for us and we get the blocks. Have some problem with height though. But it does do destruction. Okay, good. Nice to know. And then lastly then, we have the sky reach. So are you following me? You are following me. Excuse me, could you sit? Thank you very much. And then the sky reach right here. We're going to feed. Excuse me, could you... I can't seem to feed you. How do I feed you? Apparently you can't. Well, his definitely said that he eats leaves. Hold on a second. Check this one. Spike back, sky reach. Eats. That's definitely leaves, right? The sky reach is a tall, leaf-loving dinosaur. It leaves behind manure blocks, gross maybe, but great for fertilizing crops. Riding a sky reach lets you clear entire forests of leaves in the blink of an eye. So yeah, but I can't feed him. I don't know where his hitbox is. I can't seem to do anything with this one. That's a shame. I wanted to try his thing out. All right, that's probably a skill issue there for me, but I couldn't get that to work. But that's the dinosaurs that we get. So let's load into a brand new world. Let's check out what the spawning mechanics are like. Let me show you some of the naturally generating structures and just see how it is in a normal world. If you're enjoying today's add-on reveal, please do leave a like on the video. Drop a comment as well and let me know what you're thinking about the amount of content we get in today's add-on. And if you're new to the channel, please do consider hitting that subscribe button as well. If you'd like to support the channel, please do consider becoming a channel member today. For as little as $1.99 or $3.99 a month, you can become a channel member and get access to custom emojis, a custom badge next to your name, and get a priority suggestion for Channel Members Tuesday every single month. Okay then, so we're going to load into a brand new creative world then, and we're going to see what this is like as we fly around. We're going to see what the dinosaur spawns are like, potentially see if we can find any nests, but I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not going to spend an age looking for them. And then I'm going to show you guys the custom structures that we get as well. So what do we have over here? Oh, I spotted that straight away. Okay, so we've got a nest. And this looks like a structure as well that's generated in, because we've got the skeleton lying around. We've got the nest here with some stairwell blocks. So yeah, weird that they don't mention anywhere that there are naturally generating structures. I mean, at the price point that they have, I mean, they're spawning quite close to each other as well, to be fair. But at the price point that they've put in, you'd expect them to put as much information as possible in the description. And so we've got we've got structures generating in here on the top of the world, not just underground. Now, I'm going to be the first one to say it. You guys know, right? I always find negativity. I'm always grumpy. This does not fit in with world generation at all. Like, look at how that spawned in there. Now, this could obviously just be one, right? One weird janky spawn. So we'll see how it goes. This looks a bit better the way this has spawned in. Although you probably need a bit more grass blocks in there, to be fair. But okay, so we got dinosaurs spawning around. We've got custom generation on 2 of the structures. We found a nest almost immediately. Let's fly off into this direction. Let's see what happens this way. We've got Bigfoot guy here. Another custom generation on here as well. Spawning down here. I really like this as a feature, by the way. This is really nice. I'm really glad I struggled to find that Grumble or whatever his name was, because I wouldn't have worked this out. No mention of it in the book. No mention of it in the description. And yet here we are, looking at naturally generating structures. Now, for some reason, we still can't ride this guy. If I try and feed him with these leaves, can't seem to do it anywhere. Doesn't let me feed him. I don't know. But okay, carry on. Let's keep going around. Another one here as well. So these structures are spawning in like crazy. And okay, they're not all rough spawning as well. This spawned a little bit nicer too. That's good. Over here, got the cherry grove. We've got dinosaurs still spawning up the wazoo. Okay, we've got some vanilla spawns as well here. I was a bit worried about that. Another one over there. Now, are they spawning too much? Potentially. I mean, one there. We've seen 3 over there. I am flying in creative. So they do, you know, you would be matching them, or you would be passing them a lot quicker in creative than you would do in a survival world. But okay. Just head over here. That was another one. I spotted that one as well. They look good though. They do look relatively good. Another one over there too. Wow. Guys, let me know what you lot are thinking in regards to whether or not they're spawning in too much. The dinosaurs spawning. There's not a lot of passive mobs. Not a lot of like vanilla mobs at all. Just fly around here, look. Another structure. Sheep up there. Okay, that's good then. I want to be corrected on that. Is that another structure there as well? Yep. The eggs popping into. Okay. If we go into spectator mode, we'll see as well. Alt cheats aren't available. Thank you very much. All right, there we go. So we're in spectator mode now. And if we just go underground and we look at how the world generates in. Now, I found them quite quickly. Here we go. There was skulk structures too. Now, I'm not going to say I'm showing you every structure because I have no idea. But we've got this structure down here in the deep dark for these guys. And if we carry on just going around, look, there's even an ancient city over there as well. So relatively close, but not necessarily tied in. Again, another one here. You're going to have a lot of structure spawning and you have to be ready for that. Over here as well, there's another one again. There's tons of them, man. And then it makes you wonder as well, what happens if we go into the Nether? Because it does have Well, you can't do that when you're in spectator, apparently. I thought you could. Creative. Into the nether then. What kind of structures are we talking about in here? Back into spectator. Anything underground that just pops out? No. Let's look around here. Back into creative. Also as well, while we were in spectator mode, mobs were still spawning. You could still see the dinosaurs spawning in. That didn't matter that we were in spectator mode. So normally when you're in spectator mode, mobs don't spawn. You're not really like deemed as part of the world. In the nether, now there should be some dinosaurs that are based in here, no? Like basalt deltas and stuff. That's a happy ghast. Soul Sand Valley round here. So it's not an abundance of dinosaurs in the nether. Just need to hope that we can find a basalt, I guess. Over here, what we got over here? Are we going to get any dinosaurs spawning in? We got a ghast. More of a ghast. Right. Let's go into spectator here then. Okay, look, yeah, okay, down here. Not necessarily inside anything, but this seems to be a structure too. And you can kind of tell that you're in a structure because you get these skeleton spawns, these dead people spawns, just showing them off. But like you can see, in spectator mode, the dinosaurs are spawning, so they don't care that I'm not actually in the world right now. Okay. And then if we head into all over there as well. So again, yeah, it seems like these structures are spawning in very near each other when they spawn. If you're in the right requirements for them, they seem to spawn very often. Are we going to get a third in a small space? Hopefully not. I don't know, man. Like, spawning requirements is very difficult to get right. It's very difficult to say what is the right level of requirement for spawning. Luckily, it doesn't look like we've got a third one, so that's cool. So then if we head into the end now, let's see what it looks like there. End portal. And if we duck down. Into creative again. We're going to fly around. So a dinosaur's on this side. Now imagine having to fight the Ender Dragon and fight a dinosaur. Are they angry at me by default? Yeah. Yeah, they are. Look, he's going to hit me. And he one hit as well. Wow, fighting the Ender Dragon is going to be practically impossible. Fighting the Ender Dragon is going to be practically impossible. Well, hopefully I've shown you guys enough there to see whether or not you want to pay the 1,340 mine tokens that you've got. Awesome that there's a secret feature with the secret world generation on there that they don't mention at all. Not really sure why they don't do that. I do think that's cool, although I do think it's very overwhelming and very overloading. There's a lot of it. I do think there's a few different rough elements to this add-on, but sometimes I have to say it is obviously the way I'm doing my format. So it's not necessarily the add-on in that case. I don't know how you feed the long neck guy. Yeah, it's just a little bit weird. So a little bit of give and take here. I think there's something here. It's not necessarily for me, but let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Please do leave a like on the video if you enjoyed this. And if you're new to the channel, please do hit the subscribe button. Thank you for joining me on Mad on Monday. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!